Hi. So, quick question on how to do the throws from a hook. I'm going to use the rope just because it's got that give. If you've seen other videos, you'll have noticed how I'm using the rope to pull my partner because it's got that give. It's a little bit more lifelike for throwing, for tugging, for pulling. This is a video specifically for one of the ladies in the MSR group on Facebook. You asked about hooks. So, we're just going to take it from the hook coming in and you've done your block. Okay, so hooks come in and I've blocked up and I've used both hands. Okay, so I'm punching the inside of the forearm or inside the bicep. From the punch, you've got a couple of options. Number one, you can strike into the neck. You can use a knife hand if you like, or you've got the jaw and the temple, the ear. Okay, so hook comes in, you do your block. If you want to punch inside of the bicep, that's fine. You can come up after that. Notice how when I do my 1, 2, 3rd technique, I'm pulling my partner in towards me. Okay, you can see that by the rope, pulling that in towards me. Okay, so hook comes in, bang, I've done a block, and I'm going to strike. Okay, hook comes in, bang, strike. Okay, another option would be to come underneath the arm, so you're now punching inside the rib cage. Okay, so hook comes in, I can block, strike the rib cage. Okay, I can block, strike the rib cage. Good. Again, you can use a knife hand or you can use a fist. I like to use my fists a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to come up, block, and rib cage. Okay, now I'm going to cover some of the finer points at the end of this, in particular my stance, but let's just talk about here just now up this point. So I'm pulling in and I've hit them in the rib, and what's happened is they've come in with the hook and they've now been pulled off and hitting the rib, or pulled off and hitting the neck. Okay, now depending on how that neck strike's gone, they've either turned completely or they've covered up to protect themselves. Okay, personally I prefer going underneath. I like going underneath. I'll show you why. Because when my arm's being pulled in and I'm pulled forward for the technique, I'm going to go down on the side that I've been struck on. Okay, so this is going to set me up to be throwing with the shoulder throw. Okay, and it doesn't really matter what way my feet are. I get pulled off balance, bang, I'm in this position here. So the basics of throwing is really just to point your partner in the direction that you're going to want to take them. Okay, so there are 3 words that are used, Kuzushi being one of them. So this is the Kuzushi here. My balance is being broken, and I believe Wikipedia actually says that it also means set up for destruction, which is kind of cool. But Kuzushi, this is me being, there's my punch, and there's me being taken off balance, ready to be thrown. Okay, so I've come up with the block. There's a wee punch into the bicep. I like to go underneath. Bang, I'm going to pull my partner off balance, and then we're going to move into my favorite throw, Ippon Seoi Nage, which you might have guessed from this part in particular. Okay, lifting up the shoulder, ready to fit underneath. Okay, so hook comes in, I can damage the arm, I can come underneath the rib cage, and then, and then from the rib cage, I'm going to take this back leg, and we'll talk about our feet in a minute, okay, for all you hardcore judo guys out there. But I'm going to take this back leg, I've done the strike, and the nice thing about here is I'm already underneath, so I'm just going to move the back leg, and I'm going to spin it through, and then I'm going to rotate back with the rear. And now I'm in this position. I've got the arm caught between my arm. I can use this hand to grab my own gi or his jacket, okay? And we're good just to rotate. Now, I've already pulled them off. Okay, so I've worked the Kazushi. There's the block, there's the strike, there's the start of the Kazushi. I've broken his balance. I've pulled him forward with the strike, pulled him off balance from the sleeve on the block from the hook. And then, as you can see, I'm kind of slightly leaning back a little bit, not much. I'm still on balance. But what this means, this angle here means, is that when I step forward with my rear leg to come in for the rear leg rotating round or pivoting round, I'm now here. Okay, and I'm going to use this, and then ultimately I'm going to turn right in. Okay, I don't want to be so off balance that he falls on top of me. Now, in regards to the stance, typically the judo stance, you would be your strong side forward. Okay, you're looking at right-handed fighters with their right leg forward and the right hand on the lapel. So if I was right-handed, I'd be standing in this position with my right hand on the lapel and my left hand on the sleeve. But we're coming from a non-grappling, from a karate kind of kickboxing stance. Obviously, we're going to stand with our lead side at the back, right? So we've got to learn to transition from the kicking and punching into the throws. The idea of fitting into or being in the correct position in order to throw is called, I can't remember, it begins with a T. Kazushi and Tsukuri. It's called Tsukuri. I believe it's called Tsukuri. So the idea of moving into position to throw and actually getting into that throw position and able to execute is called Tsukuri. Okay, so your Kazushi, you pull them off balance. There's the punt, there's the block, there's the Kazushi, they're off balance. Here's the Tsukuri, and then Kaki is the actual execution. It's called Kaki. So that would be actually doing the throw. Okay, as I say, we're not traditional judo, so we're going to work off your kickboxing, your karate stance, whatever you want to call it. Bang, strong leg back. There's the block. There's the move. Now, what that means is this leg, your lead leg, is at the back. You're really going to have to pick this up and twist the hip. Okay, so I'm still pulling on my opponent's arm. He's off balance. He's down here. And then I just have to rotate my leg to the outside. I'm going to pivot it round to the outside. Okay, typically this would be done from here with my hand on the lapel, my hand on the sleeve, and then basically all you would do is step across and round. But our stepping across has to be a lot bigger because it's coming from the back. Bang, and I didn't use my back leg. So coming from the back, we come up, punch, bang, spin it round, and you're in position to throw. Okay. You might or might not want to get caught up too much on that, and we can talk about different entries into the block. For example, I might want to do a punch on the arm and then a stomp on the outside leg, down and into the throw. I might avoid this altogether. Yeah, so hopefully that's a little bit of something for you. If you've got any questions on it, let me know. But the basics of it is you've got your karate stance, kickboxing, whatever you're doing. There's your block. There's your block. You can destruct the arm if you want to do that. Okay. You're holding on to the sleeve. You do the block. I prefer to strike underneath. I'm already here for this, and I'm bringing them forward. This is your Kazushi. Bang. I've got to do the big step with the lead. Well, my power side, my rear leg has to come through strong. I'm lifting the arm, and I come through here like that, and I'm going to rotate this way. Okay, so this comes up, and I rotate. I can drop my knees and rotate that way if I want to do it that way, which I prefer doing is the drop. One more time, punch comes in, I'm going to block, strike, a pull and a strike, and I'm through. Now, I'm going to complain here a little bit and say I'm kind of restricted with this rope. Make sure that when you do this shoulder throw that you're actually rotating the shoulder down and you're pushing forward. Pull. Apart from that, again, the footwork, rear leg, the power leg, comes up, bang, strike, pull, and I just step it through. I'm actually stepping it through so that it's just underneath their arm, and then I rotate my lead leg, which is the back leg at that point, round, so I'm facing the other direction. I really want my feet inside his shoulders for the throw. Most of you, and certainly Megan, will know a couple of blocks for the hook. So we're obviously discussing, sorry, mosquitoes. We're obviously discussing a double hand, one catch and a strike. You could just do a double catch if you wanted, and then strike off the double catch. Again, this one here, we're moving up to the top. If you do come up to the top, it's not the end of the world. If you prefer doing that, do it. All that happens is you might change their body position, because remember, you want to pull them this way. So by striking them at the top, you might change their body position. The other thing you've got to remember is after the strike at the top, you have to come underneath the arm, which is going to be difficult because you're pulling the arm down, or you will be after you've come underneath. You might get away with it. I like coming underneath. It's just my favorite way to do it. Yeah, you could come in, sorry, from other blocks. You could come in with a single catch, a double catch. Yeah, if you wanted to get really crazy, you could do a double catch underneath, break the elbow, back through, strike, and then throw. I don't know. Okay, I'm getting eaten alive out here with these mosquitoes. So that was a little video on throwing the Ippon Seoinage shoulder throw from the hook. We only did one side. I could maybe do a video on hook from the other side. There's the catch. I'm going to do an Ippon Seoinage. In this instance, my lead leg is correct, so you know, I might do whatever I want to do, and then Ippon Seoinage on that side there. But if you've got any questions, let me know. Send me some messages, and we'll try and get them answered. Okay? Thank you. Have a good day.